we are at the ISA show, Continental Grafix trade show booth, and Stan Holt is going to demonstrate the application of our INNOVA 8020 self-adhesive window perf. He's preparing the window. The window's already been cleaned, which is really important, so you get good adhesion with the adhesive. We also recommend cutting back the graphics 1/8 of an inch to 1/4 inch from the frame all the way around on all four sides. That helps prevent any buckling of the material as the windows expand and contract, which is especially important outside applications in cold temperatures or hot temperatures. So Stan is proceeding to apply a hinge to the upper third of the graphic. This will help him keep the graphic totally aligned in the window frame, so you don't start and end up with a skewed graphic. This is our 8020 self-adhesive window perf. We moved to this pattern over the last 2 years because, as you can see from here, you basically get a solid looking graphic as opposed to more of a washed out one when you have more holes on the surface. 8020 is really ideal for commercial windows on buildings or commercial delivery vans where the see-through isn't quite as important. So now that the hinge is in place, Stan peels back the liner off the upper third or maybe 6 inches of the material. You just want to go nice and easy with this. The material is fairly easy to work with, but window perf, once it's been perforated, is more fragile and more likely to stretch than regular self-adhesive window film. The nice thing about the 8020 is that it's also a little bit easier to install than, say, a 50/50 or a 60/40, because the 8020 has that much more material, so it's a little bit stiffer, less likely to tear and stretch. Now that the liner's off the back of the upper hinge, Stan's going to slowly apply the material. You usually start from the center going out to the edges. That helps get rid of any kind of bubbles or air trap. With window perf, it's much easier to install than a solid graphic because you have all the holes in there, so the air bubbles and air just escape quite easily. He's using a soft squeegee, a felt squeegee, which is usually recommended. It helps prevent scratching of the graphic while you're installing it. Now you simply remove the hinge, and the graphic should be fully lined up, so you don't have to worry about lining the edges anymore because it's perfectly set up. This is a 38 by 43 inch graphic, so one person using the hinge method, one person can install this size graphic fairly easily. Again, we're starting in the middle, working your way out to the edges. Just going nice and methodical about it. It's good to avoid rushing because that's where you'll end up stretching the material or getting a tear. So nice and easy. Like I said, it's a 38 by 43 inch graphic, and my guess is this will take about 5 minutes total to install. Especially if you have the graphic pre-cut to the proper size before you start. Continental Grafix offers a full line of self-adhesive window perf. 2 versions, our INNOVA 20, which we're showing right here. The INNOVA line is a 1-year product line. We found that most commercial applications have gone down to 3 months or 6 months, and so we have a more economical line for that application. We also offer a panorama line, which is a 2 to 3 year product. Both of these are available in 50/50, 60/40, 70/30, and 80/20. In addition to the self-adhesive line, we own patents on non-adhesive for inside mount. So Continental Grafix always kind of prides itself in being first to market with new ideas. We were the first to market with 70/30, and now we're the first and only ones that we're aware of with the 80/20 pattern. Just checking to make sure all the edges are nice and sealed. Edge failure is where you're going to have most problems with window perf, but if you do a nice job making sure everything's properly in place, you'll have a good, long-lasting graphic and get better results. So there you are. We have 80/20 self-adhesive window perf installed on a 38 by 43 inch graphic, and it took about 6 minutes total.